Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Project ATM Star. And in today's episode, we are tackling Modern Industrialization, Digital Age. Thank you so much for joining me in today's episode, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, and just like the intro said, we are going to be starting with Digital Age. So I have a couple of things done already, and you can see between episodes, between this episode and Electric Age episode, I changed my setup quite a bit. I removed the headache of using a single machine for multiple recipes, and now I have multiple machines with single recipes. And I feel like this has been so much better that it's just definitely worth going this route. It's definitely worth having multiple machines with a single pattern for each machine. So right now I'm going through the process of getting all these machines upgraded. Right now I'm working on the final machines that I have down right now for the upgrades. So that is currently what is going on. You can see all these machines going. Once I get them all upgraded, they should be running really, really good. And because of the overdrive and it's only a single pattern per machine or a single recipe, the efficiency will increase, and you can see how fast this is actually going. So that's pretty much what I want to make sure that I have for each machine, so that this does not take a year or so. Like, you saw how fast that was. Let's see if we could catch that again. This is right now full efficiency, so it's 132 time overclock, which is absolutely insane. As you can see, this is going through analog circuit boards really, really quick. And it's so much better doing it this way. So yeah, anyways, like I said, we're going to be jumping into Digital Age here. Hopefully we could get through the entire quest line for this one episode. Because, having two episodes or having to record multiple episodes because I had to take a week off and then record the rest of Electric Age because I was having mass headache from that quest line. I'm hoping this one goes a little bit easier, especially now that I changed the way I'm doing things. So what I started doing was getting some of the patterns going for Digital Age. So you can see here I have the basic patterns to start us off in these machines. Now, however, there's still a couple more machines that I have to make in order to make sure that we get everything going. Like, we have to upgrade our electric blast furnace to the Canthal level because that is required for the titanium. So if we come over here, you can see that turning raw titanium into titanium hot ingot requires a Canthal tier electric blast furnace. Now, unfortunately, I'm only at Cuppernickel or Coopernickel, however you want to pronounce that word. I'm at this level. So I need to go up a level to the Canthal. In order to do that, I need to make a couple more mixers, compressors, bending machines, and so forth so that we could get all that going. So I have plenty of room here to expand. So each one of these is 16 machines in total. So 8 machines on the bottom, 8 on top. And I have everything linked up to my P2P hub right over here. So I also do have some more expansion room. I have about, looks like 6 more open wireless connectors. So we could definitely put down another 64 plus 32. So we have plenty of room to expand even further if we need to. So with that said, some of the recipes, like I said, I already have made. So I have 3 recipes for a mixer machine. I have some compressor, some wire mill. I have a bending machine, polarizer, So all these machines are the ones that I'm going to need to make now. And once I get that going, I could get this upgraded, and then we could continue to move forward going through digital age. So let me go ahead and cut here, and I will bring you guys back as soon as I get all these machines situated, and we could go from there. Okay, and I am back. I got the rest of the machines upgraded. For these, just for time's sake, I put in the runic attuned crystals in these machines. Just these ones right here. And probably any of the new machines that I'll be including in today's episode, we'll probably be getting the runic crystals. So everything else is fully updated or upgraded, ready to go. So now over time, they will increase their efficiency. I did make the Kanthal coil for the electric blast furnace, so that is good to go. I just want to make sure that I have this recipe going, because this could be done in the electric blast furnace. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I want to do is grab a recipe, which we already have a recipe to make the alloy. So now we need to make the liquid. So let me go ahead and grab this and toss this in here. Now what we should be able to do is alloy. Hopefully request a single bucket. All we need is just one bucket. And I see that it is making the alloy. This is looking good so far. Let's take a look at the craft. Surprised I don't have any speed in here. Do I have them up here as well? I mean, I got them up here. That's kind of weird. Okay, so we should be having the alloy in our system now. So let's take a look. Once this is done. Soldering. And interesting. Am I full on our fluid cards? Let me take a look. Oh, I got plenty of room for it. So, where did it go? Made a single bucket, and it just vanished. Not in here. Interesting. Okay, let's try making 10 buckets then. We'll get this figured out. I'm not sure where it's going. I think for the time being, let me do this. Let it build up in here, because it's going somewhere and I'm not sure where. Because I don't have soldering. Okay, so we have a bucket of it. Let me go slap it into my creative tank over here that I have left open. There we go. And now we have infinite amount. Okay, so now I'm not too worried about that. I'll leave the bucket there. I just want to make sure that I have everything here. Yeah, see, I have all this. I'll leave the bucket just in case. Okay, so we have smoldering alloy now, or soldering alloy. Sorry, I keep on thinking smoldering for some reason. So that's done. So now, let's see what else we need. So we need to get a pump and a motor. So let me go ahead and request those. I must have forgotten that recipe. Worries. This is in the bending machine, which looks like we will need one more bending machine. Let me go ahead and get that going. And let me get the recipe for this going as well. Go. That's going to go up here. The bending machine's already done. Love it. Perfect. Okay, so we need runic, need advanced machine hall, and an overdrive. Perfect. And then now this machine is good to go. So let's try that again. Let's do advanced. So we have both the motor and the pump. So there's that one. And here's the motor. Okay, so we'll go ahead and let that run real quick. Once we get that going, then we could work on getting the rest of these going. I should also do um, these, but if I do these, it's going to take some of those away, I believe. So just for the time being, I'm going to speed these two machines up because this is our bottleneck right now. Everything else should be okay. Aluminum, and there's the stainless steel. It's good to definitely have the time wand because then you could time wand everything and it just speeds it up nicely. What are we doing here? That's aluminum wire. That's going to be their bending machines. I need the wire. There it is. That one's done. Got a little bit more to go here. Oh, I forgot to put this bad boy on there. Left. Looks like the annealed stuff, which I think is over here. Yeah. Stuck on the annealed. Take a look at it. It should work with the Cantier level. But where am I stuck at? This requires a fluid input, and I don't have that connected. Let me something about that real quick. Is red. It looks like I might need to restart these. Just fine. 1, 2. Why are you not pushing? Do I not have annealed dust going? It does make copper dust, and it does make annealed copper. Why are you not pushing? Let me go ahead and troubleshoot this, and I will bring you guys right back. Okay, and I'm back. So something that I kind of figured, which is kind of weird, but at the same time I completely understand it. This does not do well when the recipe has a liquid. So for example, like this titanium, it requires 3 buckets of manganese sulfuric solution. So what I ended up having to do, which let me go ahead and fix this recipe real quick and throw it back in here. I'm also going to fix this one because this seems a bit overkill. Let me put this back down to a 1-to-1. This one required oxygen for the annealed copper hot ingot. So I removed that, but it seems that the issue was when you have a pattern provider, it won't push to the fluid inputs. So I had to make multiple inputs to make sure that I cover all the bases. So I have oxygen, I have the manganese sulfuric solution, and then this one's remaining open until we get to that point, but this has argon in it. It was, I don't know if we'll ever need to use it, but it was for this recipe right here where we turn silicone dust and iridium tiny dust into monocrystalline silicone. It requires 1250 millibuckets of argon. Again, I don't know if this recipe will be needed. I'm not sure what this is used for. Silicone wafers. So maybe, I don't know, we'll have to see when we come back to this if we actually need the argon. But for now, I do have oxygen and manganese sulfuric solution in here. So that should handle the annealed copper hot ingot and also the titanium when we get to that point. So let's go ahead and try this out. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. Now I did make some already during this testing process to make sure that this is working. So let's go ahead and request our pump and motor again. So there's the pump and here is the motor. So let me take a look at the pump. Okay, so it is crafting. There it is. These machines are super slow, by the way. I've been using time wand like crazy on this. So those are done. Make sure that I have, you are not pulling back in. Missing channel. Gotcha. I have too many channels on one thing. So I need to connect you up differently. This was able to bypass. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's literally just off by 1. Let me go ahead and see if I could grab these and anchor. Let's see if this will work. Still missing a channel. So are these only allowed to carry? Oh yeah. I could probably change this to dense. Let me go ahead and take care of that real quick. Let's see if that fixes this issue. Still missing a channel. So you don't like being connected like this. So what I'm gonna do is grab this dense, run it down. Okay. Then I will grab just like that. Now everybody should be happy. And we saw that the craft finished for the pumps, so we are good there. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and do our large pumps now, just to get these out of the way. That okay, so this requires extra stuff that we haven't gotten to yet. So we were going to have to hold off on that. However, we were able to finish that. So now we can move on to the turbo machine hole. So let me go ahead and clear this out. Clear out the digital circuit because we already have that made. So it looks like sodium battery is new. Aluminum cable might be new, and the turbo machine casing is definitely new. But let's go ahead. It looks like we have everything needed to make that actually, which is good. We can already make aluminum wire, so aluminum cable should be no biggie, and that's a crafting recipe. Sodium battery. We should have the sodium dust already, so that's a craft as well. Let me just double confirm that. Yeah, no, I'd rather do this on a craft. Go ahead and, oh, it looks like we already have aluminum cable done here. Recipe, do that one. Go. So that's a craft. That's a craft. This one could go away because we already have this apparently. And then that's one of these. Okay. Let me slap this into an empty one real quick and put these into our matrix. We have a lot of patterns. There we go. All right, let's see if we could request one now. Turbo. See if anything looks broken. Perfect. And we could go ahead and mark that one off our quest here. Which we got some more machine casings. Perfect. All right. So we got a couple more things that we need to do. Which the processing array is huge for what I've been told. This does a lot of good stuff. Is a large so the processing array is a large multi-block that allows you to simulate machines running in parallel. Maximum parallel operations are 64. To build the multi-block, firstly, select the amount of parallel machines you wish to simulate in the GUI of the controller block. To use the machine, you need to put the machine you want to simulate into the slot on the right side of the GUI. You need the same amount of machines as you want operations. Also, processing arrays accept normally all the upgrades as well. That sounds wild. If I am reading that right, that means that we could basically remove all these assemblers and throw them into a processing array. That blows my mind. That is something I definitely want to try out. That really blows my mind. Okay. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this quest line, because we need to go down this route real quick. And then we need to finish up tungsten as well. So let me get some canthal dust. Let me get a hot canthal. Let me get a canthal ingot. Let me steal one of these real quick. Oh, I need 65 canthal. That's such a weird number, 65. So let's make another stack here. Down here pretty quick. Okay, and then we already got that. Perfect. So now let's go ahead and try our hand at making some titanium. So titanium dust, which we don't need. We just need the hot and the cool. So that's working perfectly. Perfect. And we got a turbo fluid input hatch. Awesome. Okay. So mixed blast proof ingots. This is made in a packer with tungsten, titanium, and stainless steel. So like I said, I don't think I have any packers set up. Like I have unpackers. I don't have any packers. I think I have some in my system though, so I could easily make one. Yeah, I got one. Works. And I will put you down right. That's fine. Let me grab a import and some cell cards. Let me grab overdrive, all, and runic. So let me make this into a pattern. We should have, I wouldn't say ton, but let me see where we're at with tungsten. We got a fair amount of tungsten, but it doesn't look like we have the ability to turn it into an ingot. So let me make sure I get that situated as well. We not have any way. So we need another packer. Can we really not do this? Oh no, we can. So weird. Can I smelt this? Hold on. Let me see if I could smelt this into ingots, or if we have to go different route. Too far. But we can't. Okay. Alright, let's take a look at this again. We could turn it into dust with a crusher or a macerator. And then in the macerator, you can unpack and then compress, then craft. That just seems like a big headache. At least until we get the implosion compressor. Because that just requires the tiny dust. So we need compressor, crafting table. And we could do crafting table on this and skip the unpacker. Get this. We need macerator. Yeah, macerator. Do the raw ore. Okay. So we need a macerator and a compressor. And we could put that down right here. So let me go ahead and get these going. And then I will bring you guys back once I get this all set up and we could go ahead and move forward. Okay, and I am back. I got the machines here situated with the correct patterns. I also went ahead and moved forward and made another compressor for the blast-proof alloy plate, which is the next quest after this one. So we'll finish this whole row up here real quick. So let me go ahead and request blast-proof. Let me request 2 of these. It's not broken. You could tell by the green here, it's just taking too much time for the system to really calculate, but it is still working. As you can see here, the time itself fixed. It just, this takes a while for it to get going. Then everything else should be pretty easy here. because it goes into here. There we go. We now have these. Be another quest marked off. There we go. Output. Not bad. Okay. So now that's done. This is now unlocked. So let me go ahead and request one of these. What you can see here, it is already being made because I requested 2 from here. And also, just a little tip, if you do have the creative fluid tanks, have lubricant in your bags or whatever for when you're doing this, because you can right click the tank and increase the efficiency of any machine that has the bar. I don't think it works. Yeah, it doesn't work unless you see the efficiency meter at the top of your screen. But you could fill this up and it will help speed along a lot of these machines. So just kind of keep that in mind. And this does eat up a lot more power too, as you can see at the top. 600 time is at 19,200 EU. So yeah. Okay, so I think that finished. Yeah, I did. Let me go ahead and grab that. Reaper Nightmare. I mean, it's blast proof, so I don't throw that in the system. Throw that in the system. Okay, so that actually opened up the implosion compressor, which is going to allow us to go down this nuclear line, which is funny because we already have tritium, heavy water, and deuterium on in a creative tank, so that should be fine. Let's take a look. Go ahead and bookmark everything here. We already have the advanced motor and the turbo machine hull, so we just need the blast proof alloy large plate and the titanium large plate, which is just 4 of those and 4 of these, which I don't have yet, but I will. We'll need to get this up and this up. Then need this craft, which we could probably... It might be quicker to just do this one, just the standard crafting, than having it go through the assembler. So I'm okay with doing this craft. Okay, and that should be everything needed for that. So let me go ahead and make some patterns. That. Now is just a standard craft. I'm not going to do this. Not needed. This one is going to be a standard craft as well. As well as this one. This one, however, will be in a compressor. So I'll go ahead and get that one off to the side. This one will also be a crafting recipe. And the titanium gears, we can do this one actually. This one seems okay. So we'll need to get another bending machine. This guy. And then this is, like I said, is going to be a craft. And then this is going to be a bending machine, which we already have the titanium rod learned. So having the titanium ring, even better. Okay. And so yet again, let me go ahead and cut away because getting these machines set up might take a minute. So let me go ahead and bring you back as soon as I get it done. Okay, and I am back. So I was able to get the bending machine and the compressor going. I got all the patterns put into my matrix. So let's go ahead and see if we could go ahead and make this. So implosion. This is going to be pretty much like the controller. I want to make sure nothing is broken. So far, everything is looking pretty solid. That does take a little while. Then this one is stainless steel dust. Should be, I think, one of these over here. Yeah, this might have to fix that recipe. That might be a little too much. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull that out now and just get it over with. So these are our 1, 1, 1. And this guy is 4, 6, divided by 64. Okay, much better. That might have kind of ruined that. So let me go ahead and cancel and re-request it. Okay, so that finished and we got the implosion compressor now. So now we need to make the rest of it, which is we need an item input output and an energy input, which should be pretty easy. We might actually already have these. Then we need 14 of these machine casings and 16 of these blast proof casings. So let's go ahead and make that real quick. Okay, there's 14 of those and there's 16 of those getting ready. I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up. Might actually be able to do this. Oh, it is going. It's going. Moving. Okay. So far everything's looking pretty good. Oh, we got the 14 machine casings done already. So the only thing that is pretty much a bottleneck is this tungsten, turning it from tiny dust to nuggets. This kind of takes a little bit of time. But as long as we have the lubricant on hand, it should be pretty quick, hopefully. This also is doing this up here. Go ahead and get some more points going. For machines that eat a lot of power, I'm putting points on just to keep the efficiency running. So like how this one, it's not running out of power. The moment these machines run out of power, the efficiency drops to 0 immediately. So we want to make sure that we could keep our efficiency up as high as possible for as long as possible. Later on, I might end up running cable to every single machine. But for right now, I'm just going to do pinpoint accuracy on these things. We look in. We're getting there. So let me go ahead and get this done, and I will be right back. Okay, and the blast proof casings are now done. Now, let me see if I have the energy input. I do have the energy input. Let's do item input and output. I don't have, but I could go ahead and make 2 of these real quick. Didn't take too long here. One, we could turn into an output, and there's the other one. All right. Do I have MV? Oops. How does this work? Just curious. No, not gonna use that. Okay. So I'm going to do what I was doing here and basically keep building my multi-blocks in this line. So let me go ahead and place this guy down. Okay. I'm going to put the energy up top. Back. Okay. So the energy input is going to be right here. So let me go ahead and pop that down. Yeah. Why? You require a specific item output. Right? I think this requires MV maybe. Let me take a look. No, this accepts the LV as well. Maybe it doesn't like it right there. Right there either. Oh, I guess it just doesn't like it on top. Okay. Fair enough. That is perfectly fine, and I'll go ahead and throw a point on here. Let me grab a pattern provider. Slap that down right there with an import into the pattern provider. Purple. Okay. I want to run this all the way across. I know this isn't going to look pretty, but perfectly fine. That should be online. Yep. This should have power. It sure does. Let me put some runic in here. Oh. Ooh, okay. So we could get singularities this way. Nice. And there's the blast proof that we could do. We could get that a lot quicker. Okay. Looks like we could get tungsten a lot quicker too, doing it this way. And a nether star, which we definitely don't need. We got plenty of nether stars. We got plenty of nether stars. We go ahead and take a look. We got 115 million nether stars, and they're coming in droves because of something I am doing in the background. Maybe I'll show you. We'll see. Okay, so we got this up and running, which is perfect. We could go ahead and mark that off. Oh, we got a turbo upgrade. Very nice. Matter of fact, that completed another quest. Look at that. All right. Another multi-block. We definitely need to do the distillation tower, and I feel like I want to do this next. So this actually requires 3 fluid outputs, an energy input, and a fluid input. That is wild. So let me go ahead and mark this guy, and I'll get rid of all these because we are good there now. We should already have stainless, or is that clean stainless? Okay, that's a little different. And I'll go ahead and mark that down too. So we need 27 of those, 3 of those, and then 3, 1, and 1. Okay. So, energy. I believe we could still use one of these. Let me double check. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Now, let me make these into patterns. Go ahead and do these. Go. Pattern. Looks like we can make everything but that gear, which is fine. This is going to be a crafting pattern. I'm okay with that. And this is going to also be a crafting pattern. I am definitely okay with that. And this is going to be an assembler pattern. Okay, so let me go ahead and knock this one off. The reason why I lock everything or unlock, okay, so for the reason why I lock this and then I lock everything except for this one is because I noticed some recipes have multiple items that do not get pulled in. So I'm just kind of making it so like, hey, machine, you can only make this, but you're welcome to put as many items in here as you want, as long as it makes that pattern. So that's pretty much why I do it this way. It just seems to help, definitely. What I've noticed, at least. Okay, so on the assembler side of things, I only have 2 machines left before I have to make more, which is perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and see how fast we can make the distillery. That's going to be 1. And I went ahead and I put these ultimate cables on all the faces because I've noticed that some of these machines were losing power randomly even when they were not running. I kind of just did that to make it a lot easier and better. And the efficiency will keep topped up because it's not losing power. So that's looking good. Let me come over here and speed this bad boy up and speed this guy up. This is pretty much almost done. Wow. Yeah, definitely doing it this way helps with crafting. It makes things so much faster than having to wait like forever. Okay, so that's done. Let me go ahead and I forgot to put these patterns in, so let me go ahead and do that now. So many patterns. Drop these guys right here. Throw these in the system. Throw these in the system. Keep that out. Okay, so we have the distillation tower, the energy. So now all we need is the, what are they called again? Casings, the clean stainless steel casings, which we need 27 of these. Which I'm gonna come back over here because that's a lot of stainless steel, and we want this to be pumping. Look how fast that's moving. Yeah, see, that's moving fast. I like that. Okay, so we almost got all those. And then we need, I think it said 2 of those. Let me take a look. 3 of those. Okay, so we need 3 of these. Before I do that, let me take these out. Because it was gonna eat some of those, and I didn't want that. Okay. I wanted it to make its own. Pick that back up. Give these some more lubricant so it could work super fast. And they're done. Perfect. Okay, so now we need three fluid outputs and 1 input. So do I have any fluids available? I have 1 turbo, which I could use that and then use these regulars for the outputs. So let me go ahead and change those over. And just like last time, we are going to put this guy down right over here. Take a look. Kind of on the small side. I could probably put it right there. Still trying to figure out why it was asking for so many. I'll do energy input there. Fluid input there. Fluid output up here. And the remaining is up here. What is that? Oh, we want one of those. So I take it you could go up with this. Like so. I'm hoping that is right. Unless... No. Okay. So I think you could build up with this. Let me see what the quest says about it. The distillation tower is an upgraded form of the distillery. Its major benefit is that it gives you multiple outputs for the same input. To build the structure, you must open the GUI of the distillation tower block and choose the height. Oh, so you have to choose the height. So would this be 4 high? No, 3 high. So if I did 3 high, hold on. Okay. See, this is why you need to read the quests. Because I would have never guessed that. And how high does this go? This goes pretty freaking high. Okay. We put it back. I will also need a runic. And I think I don't know how the overdrive works on this. Because it's the same fluid going in, but you get 3 different outputs. I don't know how that would work. Okay. So we got that. That is done. Throw that into the system. Let's take a look further at the quest line here. Advanced so styrene and butadiene. A mouthful. Distillation tower. So steamed cracked heavy fuel. Wow, steamed cracked naphtha gives you like everything. Okay, styrene. We get styrene. This is in a chemical reactor. with iron dust, ethylbenzene, and steam. Interesting. Okay. I think I have some chemical reactors I could throw on the line for sure and have this just run. Actually, I don't even need to throw it on the line. I could just have this run. And I could probably put it over there with that guy. So, what is it asking for? To obtain styrene, you must react iron dust with ethylbenzene and steam. Ethylbenzene is a product of distilled cracked naphtha. Fair enough. So what I'm going to do is grab some dents because I want to bring this over like so. Get an export, and it is fine. Get a sell cards. The good thing about this is I have this naphtha on a creative tank, so this won't be an issue at all. Let me give this some power, get that out of the way. And then I need some imports to push this back into the system. However, it's not going to last very long because again, I'm going to put everything I get off of this line into a creative tank. I know it's kind of cheating, but this is one of the reasons why I chose to do this kind of pack at the end of the series, because I know that MI requires a lot of fluid, like a ton of fluid. Like I still need to get shell oil for this thing. No, I need to get stainless steel drills to get the shell oil from that thing. And that's still an oil I do not have yet. So naphtha, steam cracked naphtha, you're gonna go in there. Gonna get that. And this is gonna run passively. So I need more fluid outputs. That is crazy. And I need a lot of them. I think it had like 7 fluids that I need to take out of this machine. There's a turbo fluid output. I'll take one of those. Let me go ahead and put another one here. Let me confirm that real quick. Hold on. Because that seems wild. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them. Wow. Yeah. 8 fluids off of this one. That is wild. Okay. Which doesn't seem like I'm getting... Maybe because it's only a 3 core? Or maybe more fluid I get, the higher I go. The machine casing. I have another one here. Let that run, and I'll get some more of these as well. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 32. I need some more than that. Okay, let me go ahead and get this built, and then I will bring you guys right back, because I have a feeling I'm going to need all of this. I'm also going to get the outputs and everything for it as well. And I'm going to remove this cable and connect it to its own wireless. Okay, so I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, and we are back. So I got this thing fully built. It's not the highest because I think it could go up one more. However, this is plenty. As you can see in the top there, that I have one slot still remaining empty. So this is covering all the things that the steam cracked naphtha can do. I also went ahead and I put an overdrive module in here, and it seems to be working perfect. And if you can see over here to my right a little bit, I do have creative tanks. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these into buckets. if I could find them. Modern, which looks like they're right here. So I'm going to just grab all of these into buckets, just like so. That's 5, 6. So let's see, I have methane, I have benzene, butadiene, I have toluene, I have what's that? Propene. Yep, I have that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm only seeing 6 here so far. They're not a 7th. Or the question is, do I already have the 7th one on ethylene? I think it's ethylene, which I do. It's right there. Okay, so I have ethylene already, so it's just the 6th then. So let's go ahead and throw these in here. It's weird watching sort of like a gas go in here when it's really a liquid. It's kind of weird the way they have that. Okay, so we have all 6 of these. So now what I'm going to do is take them over to my little hub over here and place them down. Now I'm going to get some storage buses. I'll just make that much. Okay, once I get these onto the storage buses like this, what I do is I'll get buckets of them again so I could filter them just like so. If I don't do this, I'm afraid something will get screwed up. Okay, there we go. Now, just to verify, we could go ahead and right-click these into the system. Perfect. So we have all that taken care of. We could throw everything here back into the system. We'll pick up this one. Okay, now we can move on. It's kind of funny we did that, and now we no longer need this. I will keep the distillation tower here. Just because we might need it later to get more fluids. I don't know yet. That's just what I think. Output, then input. I'm just destroying the fluids that are already in here, and that should be empty. It sure is. Perfect. Okay, so that is done. Now we need to focus on getting the rest of this quest, which is getting styrene. To get styrene, we need to do a chemical reactor and shove iron dust, ethyl benzene, and steam into it, and we get the styrene back. Now again, we're just going to do this enough to get a bucket of it, and we'll have infinite. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just put this down right here. Let me get a chemical reactor, and I will place this down right there. This will give me enough room to put this down. Have a import export bus, sorry. As this will be more beneficial, and I need a craft card. Okay, so we want iron dust. Go in. Let me get the recipe for this real quick. It's gonna be this guy. I'm gonna lock it down. I will also get an overdrive and some runic. I think I could do a machine hull, which I can. Let me get a hull as well. Perfect. And a point. So when it comes to modern industrialization, there's a lot that goes to it. A lot of little mini crafts, a lot of little things to do. Let me see, what do I need for this? Doesn't seem like that was one of the things that I got. But I can make it with another chemical reactor. Means we'll need to put another one down and do import export steam, a good steam, that one. And then this one is going to be for this guy. We'll slap these in. We bring this over. Okay. Another thing is, let me get runic going on here. I'm going to need another, actually I could do cable, just cable over to it from here. Pull and overdrive. Just to kind of help speed this up real quick. Okay, there's a bucket of that. Boom. And then we need a bucket of that, which is in the system. Styrene. There it is. And boom. What was the other thing that I was making? Hydrogen, which we already have. I'm not worried about that one bit. Alright, let's go put these down. Alright. I'm going to keep these on me because I think we're going to be going through more fluids. I could get rid of those. I'll keep these on me as well. And just pull out whatever we need after that. Okay, so now we could go back over. We could destroy those chemical reactors because we no longer need them. Get everything here back. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so now that we got those on tap, we could work down this line. And this requires... Okay, I am mistaken. We do need those chemical reactor. Actually, just one. Just one and another empty tank here. So let's go. Chemical reactor, runic, overdrive, pull, and some cables. Which these will be fine. We could slap these in like so. Get some acceleration cards. Point. Okay, so the only thing left to do is we should probably lock this down just so it doesn't try and make anything that we are not wanting. I believe that is what we want right there. All right. So let me go ahead and attach the cable here and let it go. You need a bucket and boom. Not bad, not bad. All right, let's go put this in our area. Getting to the point where I'm going to need to maybe make another hub. Here we go. Okay, now we have that on tap. We could go ahead and stop this thing. I'm not going to put it away just yet, any of that, because just in case. Styrene, butadiene, rubber bucket. That is a mouthful. And again, that takes a chemical reactor with, we could do chromium. That's fine. Okay, so let me put this guy back down. The reason why I broke it is because it had fluid in it, and I didn't want the fluid to still be there. Why I broke it. These. Okay. In the back here, we're going to put one of these guys, some cables and cells. Let it go. There it is. Unfortunately, I don't have my bucket, so let me grab another one out. Move some of this stuff out of my way. And bucket. If it's very weird doing it this way, but it's very nice not having to worry about, you know, oh, do I have enough fluid? Do I have enough this? Do I have enough that? it's less stressful doing it this way. Yeah, it's an extra step, but you know what? It's less stressful. That's all I could say. Okay, so let me go ahead and break that, that, and that. Again, I'll hold on to this just in case, but now we have random access memory, which requires a chemical reactor. Okay, so let me go ahead and mark that down, these down for that. Okay, so this is something that looks like we need to just have running. So I am actually going to keep this guy this time over here. I thought I put that back already. Hold on, rubber. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be a more permanent fixture now. I'm not going to tear this guy down anymore. Get rid of all those. Move these out of my way. Okay. So in here, we are going to do this recipe. And in here, we are going to add all of these. Some of these things I need to make still, which means I also need a crafting card so that it could continue making. Okay, so let's break this down. Let's see exactly what I have. So I do have these two. I have this in the system as infinite. I don't know if I have argon yet, so that's going to be something different. And then oh, so it is time for this. Okay. So we need a cutting machine to make this, to make the silicone wafers. And to make this, it would be in our Canthal electric blast furnace with silicone dust and iridium tiny dust and argon. So we'll need to also make argon. You get rid of that because it will be on there. Go ahead and do this. And I think I have iridium already. So the only thing I need to do really is just run it through a crusher. Let me make 2 of these. And then for this, we could do the raw form. Okay, so tiny dust is done. That is done. Silicone wafer is the next one on the list, and we need more patterns. Okay. So we now have that. And then argon. We need to do argon, which is liquid air through a centrifuge. So I'll need to make a centrifuge with liquid air. I don't know if I have liquid air. I have to check that real quick. But if not, it's going to be through a vacuum freezer. Matter of fact, I don't even think we have that yet. So let me make that. And let me make that. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and get this all set up. And like always, I will bring you guys right back. Okay. And I am back. I got all the machines running. I was able to get the argon. I am now making the monocrystalline silicone to make the wafers, which is being ran through over here through the cutting machine once I connect it. That's probably why it wasn't requesting. Okay. So let me go ahead and get a couple holes here. Some overdrives. Yeah. I probably don't need this anymore because I have it infinitely now. I could go ahead and remove that. This is making the random access memory. This is going to continuously run. We have everything for it, and the silicone wafer is the last thing that we needed, plus the antimony dust. I have that running through now as well. So this is going perfect. And I am glad it's a 1:32 ratio. So every one silicone, it turns into 32 silicone wafers, which is awesome. Go ahead and slap that with that, slap that with that. Now this should be going mad quick. Okay, perfect. What do I need to just, okay. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this because I have this now running. And this is going to continuously run until I need this, or I may make another one strictly for these wafers. I don't know yet. So random, just grab one. And that is another line down. Sort of looking pretty good. Go ahead and clear this pattern because we don't need it. Get rid of the centrifuge. Keep the points. We'll keep these. But everything else is looking good. Okay, let's keep going. I need to grab one of those mono. See if I could. Might be better. Oh, that's fluid. Fluid. Hold on one second. Where is my craft? Okay, I'm just gonna have to make one real quick. And it was taken. Ah, got it. Okay. Now I need the silicones. Silicone. Oh, that's gonna be easier. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, now we could grab these memory management units and arithmetic logic units. Go ahead and grab these. And these look like they're going to be similar things that we don't have set up. Interesting. Okay. That one I do. This one has everything. So platinum, silicone wafer, which we already have, and then emerald plate. Grab emerald plate. That's going to be a compressor with an emerald, of course. And I just overwrit this recipe. No worries. Okay. And then another wire mill that's going to be with platinum wire. Super simple stuff. Platinum wire, and that's going to be with a platinum plate, something we already know how to make. So we'll put the two wires there, compressor there, and then compressor there, and then we have two, I think, we'll take up the last two of our assemblers. Very nice. Make sure, yep, tiny green one. You are going to get locked and then unlocked. Perfect. And then you are the other one. Same thing. We're going to get locked, but then unlocked. Okay. Wow, we are going through machines like crazy. So I need two wire mills and a compressor. Let me go ahead and grab those real quick. Two wire mills and a compressor. Perfect. Alright, let me go ahead and put these guys down right here. So wire mill, sir. We need import buses. 2, 3, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay, so those are set up and ready to go. So we could pretty much close out the majority of this. And let's go ahead and request them. I should have. So they're both units. So I'll just go unit. There's the green one. And there's the little white one. Take a look and see how everything is looking. So this guy is moving along pretty nicely. This one is taking a minute because of the plates. Let's see. That's going to be this guy right here. These were with diamond plates. Oh, that one's done. Perfect. Okay. Let me go ahead and see. And that one's another one down. And then, oh. So this one, we already have the light fuel, which we could just grab. Oh, we had the light fuel. Did we not? Oh, how interesting. We don't. So steam cracked light fuel, you need light fuel and steam. To get light fuel, you'll need sulfuric light fuel and hydrogen. Do I have any steam cracked? I have naphtha. Okay, so that's not what I need. Let me grab a couple of these. Okay, so the first one is for the steam cracked light fuel, which we need light fuel and steam. We need cell cards as well. And then the second one is going to be with sulfuric light fuel and hydrogen. And we could get some chronics, overdrives, and a couple of holes. Again, I'm just doing this enough to get what I need. And then it's going into creative tank. We got steam in there already. We got all this making really good. Let's go ahead and speed this up. What I'm going to do is get some light fuel coming into here. The steamed cracked light fuel. Okay, and I think that's all I needed. Let me go and put these down real quick. Okay, so as you saw over there, I only have 5 slots left until I run out of room. And I have to make another hub for my creative tanks. MI takes a lot of tanks. Takes a lot of fluid. It's kind of insane how much fluids this one mod takes. Okay, so we now have the steam cracked light fuel. There's the bucket. Okay, and we already have acetylene. Now we need to get vinyl chloride. So vinyl chloride, polyvinyl chloride, and processing unit boards. And that's all to lead to the processing unit itself, which then hopefully will allow us to make our large advanced motors and pumps, which then in turns will allow us to make highly advanced upgrades and machine hulls. Alright, so let me go ahead and cut away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the remaining stuff here all situated, and I will bring you back once I have it all done. Okay, and I am back. And I was able to get the vinyl chloride bucket and polyvinyl chloride bucket, get those in our system as well as infinite. I was able to make the processing unit board, which is right here, this bad boy. And now, next thing on the list is to make this processing unit. Let's see if we can do it. And put some of these things back into the system. And there. Processing unit. And start. See how this goes. I mean, so far it looks good. Nothing is broken yet. And I use that word very heavily. Broken yet. Because with modern industrialization, you have no idea until it gets to the very end if something is broken or not. So I'm hoping that this just works. See what we can speed up, if anything. We've got the electrum right here. So far, everything's looking pretty tame. Take a look So it's doing the electrum wires, which I believe here somewhere. Where did I put those? By the time I find it, it'll be pretty much done. There it is. Take a look now. Now it's just the fine wire. I think is in another station. Oh, now it's making the digital boards. Oh, and go back over here. There it is. Done. Wow. That was not bad at all. Okay, so we got that done. And we get another one. Awesome. And some titanium. Very nice. Alright, so this will now allow us to make the large advanced motors and the pump. So let me go ahead and get that queued up here. Missing the titanium blades. Let's see what that requires. And that looks like just a simple craft. So let me make that as a pattern. And this requires another bending machine. I thought we made already. I could be wrong. Per plate. Yep, nope, don't have it just yet, but I will here momentarily once I put this down. Throw this in here. Throw this into the matrix somewhere because like we a lot of patterns. Okay, let me get some special stuff here. So like that, whole and overdrive. Yeah, that should be good to go there. Let's try and request the pump now. Yeah, I think those guys are. There's the small one. I think the big one. Yep, right there. See where we're at. So it is chugging along. It's doing quite nicely actually. And that's on the pump. That's moving pretty quick. Over here, this is requiring the electric blast furnace. That's why it's kind of slow. So let me get that some speed so that it can do its thing. Okay, the motor's pretty much finishing up. This still has quite a bit to go. Kind of wild that the pump has a lot more crafts than the other stuff, but I mean, that's fine. Okay, there's the motor. Put that in our pocket. And let's get... Oh, is that the only thing that we needed? We didn't need the... Oh, no, no. We do. Never mind. Take that back. Where are we at now? Okay, so it's just making the curved plates and the processing unit board. And then it should go pretty quick after that. So let's go show it some love over here on the bending machine. Oh, that is why. I forgot. Give this a these. There we go. That was my fault. And that pump should be done here momentarily. On the final stretch. There it is. Perfect. So that is another quest done, and we just got some more titanium, which is good. Always use some titanium. Alright. What do we have to go here? This is starting to look like it's going to need a two-parter episode because we're already at this point raw video. We're already at 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I want to get these two things set up, and then probably part 2 will be this whole section. Oh yeah, that's going to be its own episode most likely. We'll call that digital age nuclear. Yeah, this requires a lot more effort. So I'm going to finish off this half of the quest line, and then I'll go ahead and call it there. So I'll get the rest of the stuff for the heat exchanger. I'll get the rest of the stuff for the processing ray, and I will get the highly advanced machine hall and upgrade. So let's get this rolling. So this requires another assembler, and I'm pretty sure this requires an assembler as well. It sure does. Everything else should be good to go. So let me slap down 2 more assemblers here. Okay. Let me get some more import buses because I'm almost out. I'll re-up on my acceleration cards. Get 2 runics. And then once I get these machine halls going, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and upgrade all of these machines to the highest tier machine halls. But I will be doing that off camera, so you guys do not have to worry about watching me run around. Okay, there's that. There's that. Let me head on over to the back side and give this an output capabilities. Move these over. Okay. So this requires the assembler. Do I not have that on? I might need a couple more assemblers. We'll see. Thought I had the turbo on craft, but I guess I don't, which is fine. Let me just confirm that real quick. I don't. Okay, fair enough. I do need a couple more assemblers here. Let's find out how many before I finish this up. And I need a compressor. Anything else? That's done, that's done. And then turbo, I already have. I need two more. Yeah, 2 more, and then a compressor. Isn't bad. I'll put you there, put you there. We get the compressor going. It's already done. That was quick. Do I have chromium ingot? I don't. Which requires vacuum freezer. It requires hot chromium. Hold that thought. No, doesn't. We could just do that. Okay. Just a simple craft. It would be a lot quicker doing it that way than wait for all that. Which means I'll need to set up my chromium B backup to continue getting that stuff. And there's my chromium Bs. So probably what I'll end up doing is I'll grab these and head over to the B area, which you guys get to have a little sneak peek. Okay, pattern, pattern, pattern. Let me go ahead and go to the back side here and give these machines what they need. Okay, so those should be good to go. Let me just double check everything here. Turbo, make those. Yep, perfect. So highly advanced. We'll get that started, and then highly advanced machine hull. We'll get that going as well. Okay, while those are going, what I'm gonna do is head over here and go to the B area. All right, so this is my B area. yeah, there's a lot here. It's a lot going on. But it's pretty awesome how much stuff I have going on in here. So let me go ahead and get those bees going because I'm going to need those nuggets from chromium. And we should be seeing those coming in here momentarily. Let me also time on it. Oh, that gives us the tiny dust. Does that mean I need to do a packer on that? How do I get nuggets? Okay, so it looks like I can't do it that way. Interesting. So I'll have to do this another way, which is doing the dust like so. Make chromium dust. And then with chromium dust, goes into an electric blast furnace to make hot ingot. And then chromium and the vacuum. Okay, didn't want to do it that way, but looks like I have no other choice. So let me go ahead and get these all situated. And this is going to be for the vacuum, which is fine because with the bees going, I pretty much have unlimited chromium. Got to make sure I put these in the right spot. Let me see how we are doing on the random. Oh, we got more than enough. I could go ahead and pull that out. Just let this finish off here. Okay. Did I not make? Guess I didn't. Let me make. No, I did. Where's the recipe at? Oh, I already put it in. Okay. Never mind. Forget what I was trying to do. This needs to go into our matrix. Go ahead and pull this out. Fortunate, but it's whatever. Store this away just in case if I need it later. Don't know why that's in there. Don't know why that's in there either. Or that. There's random stuff in here. Yeah. Got that going. That's going over there. How are we doing on here? So that's pretty much done. And that's almost done. Very nice. Superconductor ingot. Interesting. What can you make with these? Oh, they're pretty much it's so nothing special. Okay. Fair enough. And then the highly advanced upgrades are done. And that is half of the quest line done. And we got some more. Nice. Not needed, but very nice. Now, the highly advanced machine hull is definitely going to be needed because I'm going to go through and replace all the advanced machine hulls with the highly machine hulls everywhere, wherever I can. So that is all done. Wow, these don't look too bad. I mean, I could be wrong, of course, but not too bad. Let's make these into some patterns. I will do a crafting pattern for that one. And I'll do a crafting pattern for this one. And the heat exchanger, I will wait there. Yeah. I'll do assembler. This one will be a crafting pattern. And this will be assembler. Let's see, can I get one more assembler? Nope. That's going to be a crafting pattern. Okay, fair enough. Okay, let me throw these patterns into my matrix real quick. Let me grab these cables, import buses on the back with acceleration cards. And then for 3 machines, I will need the runic, the machine halls, and the overdrives. There we go. Okay. Okay, so there's one. One's going to be the heat exchanger. There's the other one. And then this guy is going to be the processing array. Okay. So those are done. Let me see if I could request this now. Everything looks good there. And wow, that actually went pretty quick. Very nice. Okay, so we got the processing array. Let's do the heat exchanger. Let's make sure everything works for that as well. Which it looks good, but looking good and actually working are 2 different things. Okay, this is going to require me to speed this guy up. And this one. Everything else should be fairly quick, especially on a high efficiency build. And then I can come back over here and go tap and tap. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is the only thing missing is 22 stainless steel pipe machine casings. That is pipe machine casings. These things. And I already have one, so I just need 21. And that will be one more quest down. Now the other one, however, is going to require 51 of the clean stainless steel machine casings and 8 more of the pipe that we're doing. Hopefully this will be like a twofer. And I need to speed these up again. All I can say is thank God for Time Wand and lubricant. And there we go. Is that going to do a twofer? Very nice. It is. And I'll go ahead and claim that reward. Alright, so the only thing left to do is the 51 clean stainless steel machine casings. 51. And again, this is going to require me to time wand this and this. Oh, that is a beautiful sight to see. Very nice. Nice. Okay, and that's it. Boom. Half of the quest line is done. 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 I'm excited. I'm happy. I got a lot done in today's episode. Unfortunately, we weren't able to fit it all into one episode, and that's okay. I am learning a bunch about modern industrialization and how chaotic it can be. As you can see, I went from one setup to the next to this. And I am happy to be at this point. We have upgraded our electric blast furnace. We have the implosion chamber. We have the distillery tower. And on top of that, we have all of these machines putting in the work, doing everything that we need. And of course, I would probably be super stressed out if I didn't have these wonderful creative tanks. Again, highly recommend putting everything into the creative fluid tanks and creative chem tanks to help you further with not just modern industrialization, but also mechanism and Oratech and anything else that requires a lot of fluids. Now with modern industrialization, it takes a lot of fluid. A lot of fluid. I mean, just look at this. Just this one row alone was all modern industrialization, all the way up to here. Now, that also goes for a lot of this up here. As you can see, I have like the sulfuric acid, the naphtha, the heavy water, like a lot of this is industrial or modern industrial words, modern industrialization. So yeah, it is highly recommended once you do get, the ATM Star automated to where you can make blocks with no issues, because the creative tanks and chem tanks, they take whole blocks, like 9 stars, and it is a lot. So anyways, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and end off this episode here. Be on the lookout for part 2. Again, I'm probably going to call that one Digital Age Nuclear, because we are going to be dabbling into creating nuclear items. So keep your eye out for that. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.